Okay, and we're back. Problem with the default terminal size there. Alright, so we made we did our make locale data and install locales. Okay. Now we have to configure glibc. We have to say cat into etc ns switch dot config. EOF, and we could just say begin etc ns switch dot config. Actually, let me stop that there, and I don't like the space in the beginning. I could just say begin, but let me just type it out here. ns switch dot config. Password files. Group files. Shadow files. Hosts files. DNS. Networks files. Protocols files. Services files. Services, let's say ethers files. RPC files. And we'll set up a space here. We'll say and etc ns switch dot config EOF. Now the spaces, are they important? I'm not sure, but I don't want to jeopardize anything, so I'm just going to go ahead just as the book tells me. I have never really not thrown any spaces in there, only because I don't really want to jeopardize anything. So tar xf tz data, and then we need to say zone info equals user share zone info. Is that right? Looks right. Make dir parent and verbose $zone info. I'd say POSIX right. Zone info, POSIX right. Okay. Now, this setting up our time zone info is kind of intense, but we're okay. For time zone in, etc. If I spelled it right. South America, North America, Europe, Africa, Antarctica. Okay. we need to say Asia, Australasia, backward, Pacific, new, system, V, do. Check my spelling here. Asia, Australasia. Okay. Zik, L, let's see, dev, null. And just come in a little bit, we'll say D, $zone, info. Say sh, year is type dot sh, $, encapsulate time zone, or TZ. Okay. Zik, L, dev, null, $zone, info, POSIX, Y, sh, year is type .sh. Try to keep things a little lined up if you can. If you can't, then that's something else. But if you keep things a little lined up, you can kind of just look up the line, see what may be out, if anything is out. $zone, info, right. And we need to say sh, year is type dot sh, encapsulate TC. And let's say done. Okay. Copy verbose, zone tab, ISO, and $zone, info. Okay. Zik, D, $zone, info, P, America. This is just for May, New York. Actually, I'm not sure if this is for me or not. I know I do use the New York time zone, but you may want to read up on that. But if you're comfortable with the time zone, you can always change time zones later on. It doesn't matter. For example, you can just leave it this how it is, and then when you go ahead and you install the system and you get it up and running, you can always change the time zone. So, unset zone info. Okay. Good deal. Now, time zone select. Some of this is going to run off the page, but I'm going to pick 2 for Americas, okay, and 49 for United States. And you can't see the New York time zone, which is way up and above, but I know it's number 1, so that's the one I'm going to pick. Okay, I'm going to say yes. Now, after answering a few questions about the location, the script will now output the name of the time zone. An example, America, Edmonton. There are also some other possible time zones listed in Etsy or user share zone info, such as Canada, that are not identified by the script but can be used. Then create the Etsy local time file by running copy vig, user share zone info, and you want to pick your time zone here. In my case, it was America, New York. Okay, I'm going to copy that to Etsy local time. Okay. Good deal. Now, 6.93, configuring the dynamic loader. Clear, and we're going to say cat into etc ld.so.config. We want to say begin etc ld.so.config user local lib opt lib okay EOF. If desired, the dynamic loader can also search a directory and include the content of files found there. Generally the files blah 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 blah. It's if desired. Okay, I'm going to desire it. What is the benefit? I really don't know, but I don't really skip this step here. I'm going to say add and include directory. Let's say include etc ld.so.config d.d/all.config. Okay, and enter with EOF. Now we have to make a parent directory etc ld.so.config.d. Alright, that is the gist of glibsig. Now I'm not going to remove it yet before I do a couple of these sanity checks, partly out of superstition, but I don't really want to remove it until I do that. Adjusting the tool chain, okay? This is very important here. Make sure your syntax is correct. Say move tools bin ld old. Okay. Move tools $ encapsulate GCC dump machine. Jump out, we're going to say bin ld old. I think therefore I am see move tools, okay, move tools bin encapsulate ld new ld link symbolic verbose tools bin ld to tools $ encapsulate GCC dump machine bin. Look at that error. Close one. LD link tools bin LD tools $ encapsulate GCC dump machine. Okay, good deal. Now we have to fix the GCC spec file. It says next amend the GCC specs files so that it points to the new dynamic linker. Simply deleting all the instances of tools should leave us with the correct path to the dynamic linker. Also adjust the specs file so that GCC knows where to find the correct headers and glibc start files. So command accomplishes this. It's very important here. Be very careful. GCC dump specs, sed E, replace tools, nothing, G. Okay. Tail in a little bit. E, and we want to say replace all start file underscore prefix underscore spec with encapsulate n semi s at jump back in dot all at. I'm going to replace that with user lib space and jump out. Okay, so now we have SETI. You're going to hear me call out my wacky naming conventions again, but that's okay. TP all. Why TP all? Because it looks like a TP. TP all is start file prefix underscore spec stop. Okay, / encapsulate n semi at dot all at user lib space and out. Okay. Okay. Next we have to say sed E place all CPP stop / encapsulate n semi s at $, at space I system space user include and space, and we'll pop out here. So let's say SETI TPL CPP stop / encapsulate / n semi s at $, n semi s at $, at space I system space user include Okay, good deal. Shit. Oh. Just did a boo-boo, Ralph. Okay. Okay. Let's see if that just screwed up our system. Dump specs. Sed E. You want to replace S at tools at G. I put one too many spaces at the end and I hit enter and that's what I got. Tools at G. And we can say SETI place TP start file underscore prefix underscore spec. Let's say stop capsule n semi s at dot all at user lib / space pop out. Let's see, SETI TPL start file underscore prefix underscore spec, start file underscore prefix underscore spec, stop / capsule n semi s at dot all at user lib. Good. Very hairy right now because you really don't want to screw that part up, and I just screwed it up really bad. CPP n semi s at $ place with space I system space user include into. Okay, so we say SETI TPL CPP stop / encapsulate n semi s at $, place that with space I system space user include. Alright, their name $, GCC double dashes print lib GCC dash file dash name, jump out / specs their name okay. Now we will see if I screwed this up by doing these couple sanity checks here, and if I did screw this up, you will never see the video. So space V space WL, that's a W Lima, comma, no spaces, verbose, and into dummy.log. Alright, CC dummy.c verbose WL no spaces verbose and into dummy.log. Read elf L a.out grep stop / lib. Great. You should got something like that. Even though I screwed up, luckily I got that. I hate screwing up on that part. That's a very tricky part to run across there. We're not out of the woods yet. So now next it says here we have to say grep o user lib dot all / CRT capsulate 1 in dot all succeeded in dummy.log. Grepo user lib dot all CRT 1 in. Okay, so you got something back like that. Next, let's go ahead and we'll say grep B1 encapsulate caret space user include, jump out in dummy.log. Okay, so you got something like that. Grep search dot all / user lib. Jump out dummy dot log. We need to say sed space s. Let's say semi / space or or space I meant. Escape out N. Pop out to G. And we're missing something here. And I'm just going to wipe it out. So let's say grep encapsulate search dot all user lib. Pop out dummy dot log. You need to say sed I or sed. I'm sorry, I screwed that up again. Sed s, pipes as a delimiter. Escape out new line, pop out the G. Grep search all. Okay. Good. Should see something like that. Two more, I think. Doubles. And we'll say lib dot all libc dot so dot 6 space pop out dummy dot log. Good. Grep found dummy dot log. Good. Alright. And that's it. Thank God. Remove verbose dummy.c a.out and dummy.log. Alright. We can also jump back up and remove glibc built and our glibc 219. That was kind of madness. That's about the most intensive parts of typing you'll have to do. That's kind of like, you know, start CPP all this other crazy syntax. Alright, but after this it should tame down a little bit. Now we do have a long test coming up, very long test, so grab a sandwich, take a nap. I don't know, go mow the grass. I'd just probably actually just go to work. It's depending on your SBU time. So I'm going to cut the video here and we'll pick it back up at 6.11 on CLib.